रविचंद्रन अश्विन वाली टीम है राजस्थान रॉयल्स. Rajasthan Royals had a beautiful run in 2022. They were the runners up, and remember they are the inaugural winners. Shane Warne lifted the cup. From releases point of view, I think they did really well. Daryl Mitchell, Jimmy Neesham, Corbin Bosch, Anunes Singh, kabhi suna nahi naam, Karun Nair, Nathan Coulter-Nile, Rassi was a surprise, Shubman Gerwal and Tejas Baroka. So, Adi, what do you think the runners-up from a release point of view? And they have 13.2 crores with 4 overseas slots still remaining.
Right. I think in the last auction they bought all these overseas players in like 5 minutes, right? Like your Daryl Mitchell, Neesham, and Rassi for their base prices. So I guess they thought like, hey, that didn't work out. None of them really delivered under pressure or cemented their spot. It was always like a musical phase. Exactly. For that spot in the middle order, you had Neesham play, you had Mitchell play, you had Rassi play. None of them never stuck. But I think they have a good core. They never released any of their Indian players, like marquee Indian players, right? There was talk of they might release Padikal, they might release Ashwin. Like I was surprised given their price points, like they would not release anyone. So RR's key to success was their strong Indian core. They've kept it together. Now they need to find out like 2 or 3 overseas to fill those gaps. And it is pretty easy to fill those because there will be a lot of overseas options, and 13 crores, like 3, 4 crores, you can get those overseas options. And then you can buy more domestic players to kind of round out the squad. So they're pretty good. Last season, Butler was in red hot form. So that kind of covered up some of their middle order woes. But we have to see if he's not in that red hot form, their middle order might be a bit.
Rajasthan Royals point of view, captaincy is sorted, which is Sanju Samson. I think he's doing pretty well, which is promising signs for India too. Any surprises except for Ravi Ashwin getting worried with Mufaddal Vora tweet that he got released?
No, I don't think they were anywhere going to release him. He being an Indian spinner, that to a top Indian spinner, I don't think they would actually release him. And I think him and Chahal, they did pretty well last season. I think as a combination, they'll do pretty well. So I don't think Rajasthan will do that foolishness. And this is one of the teams which played with 3 foreign players for most of the games. They backed their Indian core, and they played most of the games, and they did well as well. So I think that would be the strategy as well. I don't think they will go invest heavily on foreign players as well because they have their foreign players settled. They'll go for just some slots, a couple of all-rounders they'll try to fill in the auction. Like maybe somebody for Jimmy Neesham, they need to look for somebody like a replacement for Jimmy Neesham. And I think the surprise was Rassi van der Dusen. I think he just got 2 games last season and he was dropped after that. So that was a surprise for me. And I think there are quite a few teams who are looking for some good middle order batters, and I think he would be a good option for those teams.
Absolutely, and I think they are well placed. They are well balanced compared to any other teams, and because they were runners up, they didn't have to do much of changes.
We say this every year for Sanju Samson, but I think this is a golden opportunity for Sanju Samson. DK has not worked out. Pant has not worked out. There was a lot of talk that, Rohit had once said that we need players like Samson in Australia. Forget the talk. I mean, Rohit cannot talk any longer because he won't be the captain. But I think with DK and Pant not delivering, Sanju Samson, do well this IPL. I see him playing the 24 World Cup, especially because we see Hardik Pandya as the captain. So he would like to get that freshness in the team. Samson, yes, it's the same old story, but I think this year, it's if he gets that 500, 600 wala season, Samson is playing the 24 World Cup.
बिल्कुल, Samson and ईशान किशन गारंटी खेलेंगे 24.
मुश्किल से बुलाया था मैं वर्ल्ड कप यार, 2 महीने इंडिया हार नहीं सकती है, इसीलिए आईपीएल पसंद है मुझे. क्यों याद दिला रहे हो?
24 वर्ल्ड कप अमेरिका आने वाला है, आदि और मैं हर गेम को जाने वाले हैं.